Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast. This time talking about another book that's just come out from BBC Books about Doctor Who. Well, it's not strictly about Doctor Who. Let me explain. This is the Shakespeare Notebook. Now, the Shakespeare Notebooks is an odd creature. Now, as you know, I wrote Whostrology, and Whostrology basically comes out as it's a good idea that seemed like a good idea at the time, but is it truly a great idea? And that's what this book is. It portrays itself as a printing of a book of recently discovered Shakespearean notebooks. It comes across as the holy grail for Shakespeare scholars, conclusive proof that the Doctor not only appeared throughout Shakespeare's life, but had a significant impact on his writing. According to the press release, according to these pages, you will find early drafts and scenes and notes of characters that never appeared in plays, discarded lines of dialogues, sonnets, and never-before journal entries, and much more. You also get the original notes for Hamlet, very different appearance of the ghosts, a revealing version of the fairies of A Midsummer Night's Dream, strange stage directions revised to remove some references to a mysterious blue box, and so on and so on. It's quite thick, comes in at about £10. And if you're a fan of Shakespeare and a fan of Doctor Who, or you want to introduce Shakespeare to your Doctor Who fan in your life, then it's a good place to start. However, if you're not a gigantic Shakespeare fan, and admittedly this has been mainly written for laughs, then perhaps this isn't for you. Shakespeare is quoted a hell of a lot in Doctor Who. The storylines have influenced stories such as, well, The 10th Planet, The Planet of Evil, and a shed load of other stuff. And I'm not just talking about the Shakespeare Code here. So yes, this book might not be for you, but it might be for someone you know. And I would heartily recommend it because it is tremendously well crafted. And although it's written by Shakespeare, and I am using the rabbit ears here, I just need to say that there are some other people who may possibly be involved. James Goss, written various Doctor Who books, Dead of Winter, Summer Falls, and a few Torchwood books and plays. Jonathan Morris. He's written more Doctor Who books than you can shake a stick at. There's Julian Richards. He's an English and Theatre Studies student at the University of Warwick. Justin Richards. This is the person who wrote The Never War. And again, lots and lots of Doctor Who stuff. And, of course, Matthew Sweet. Writer, broadcaster, and a doctorate in Wilkie Collins. Presents Free Thinking and Sound of the Cinema on BBC Radio 3 and The Philosopher's Arms on BBC Radio 4. These people know their Doctor Who and they know their Shakespeare. So if these people happened to be the minds behind it, then you're in good hands. And with that, I'll fade away and come back very shortly to review some more Doctor Who. On Saturday, August the 30th, at the Derby Inn Quad, Hooverville 6 will take place. Guests include Peter Davison, David Troughton, Michael Troughton making an exceptionally rare appearance together, producer Derek Sherwin, and musical maestro Dominic Glynn, Terry Davros Malloy, and Deborah Watling, and Sinead Michael from Series 5 of Sarah Jane Adventures. And as always, a gaggle of podcasters and merchandise dealers' room. Tickets are priced between £10 and £40. Visit the Derby Quad website for more details and to order tickets. You've been listening to the Tin Dog podcast. Doctor Who and its connected properties are copyright and trademark of the BBC. No infringement is intended. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. Whostrology, a Time Traveller's Almanac, is available through Telos Publishing or Amazon. visit www.whostrology.com for further information. The Tin Dot Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.